Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for another Market Monday. I have two different kits today. I'm going to show one now and then I'll be back on another video to show the other one. But this is just a mix kit that you can use for different journaling things. You can use for crafty bits, whatever you'd like. So I just kind of want to show you just how it comes. And then I'll show you some of the things that you can do with it. So I do try and separate everything to kind of keep it contained so it's not just a mess when you get it. But we have these puzzle pieces that you can use for stamping, kind of a mixed media stamping, but they're a foam. So all you have to do is just put a bit of tape on the back as a handle and you can use them as some stamps. And then we have these bits. Let me see how we're going to do this because I don't want to open every bag. It looks like this, except this one is stuck to a piece of cardboard, and there are 6 of them in here. I did count everything. They're all the kits are exactly the same, except for there's some fabric pieces I did not count. But I forgot to write the amounts down, so it just is what it is. There's 6 of these, but the rest of them I can't tell you. But they're very cool. They're sticky on one side, and then the other side is a rubber. And I think they're very cool because I think that it looks like either a pumpkin or a Christmas bulb. So I think that that's very cool. And I'll show you some of this stuff in a little bit, what I did with them. I have 2 different. This one's a little larger than this one. These are all kind of this creamy color recycled paper that holds fabric squares. And then these ones are black, which that's the first time I've ever seen them in black. So I got everything they had. I kept a couple and put the rest in the kits, but these are very cool just because they're black, so you can write on them with your white markers. So there's an amount of both of those. And then I couldn't find my small plastic bags that are skinny, so then I thought, oh, hey, I got some cool bags. So hopefully you can kind of see this. I'll show you what they are later, but there is a whole stack of little white square fabrics that you can stamp on and use them to make some collage or put them on your cards or whatever you'd like to. So that runs the full width of this bag, and this is called a sandwich bag. I got it at a secondhand store, but they're really awesome. They're like pleated and everything, a little bit waxed. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to put some different bags in here since I didn't have any of my long skinny bags left. But so we've got that. And then in this bag, we have some, this is just a stack of oval. They're like cardstock. And on this side, most of them have a little bit of the, it's got a little mark in the middle. And it's also got it all the way around the edge, but it's not even. It's very uneven, which is, I kind of find really cool. But you don't have to use that side. You can use the other side, which is just nice and plain white. So all of these things come from a recycle store that's a nonprofit. They sell this stuff to help children. And I go down there and get stuff for my crafting. And I've had a request lately to do some more of the recycle kits because I haven't done them in a long time, but I just really like them because they're just different, and it keeps these things out of the landfill. So there's a nice big stack of these, and what this is this is a velvet circle. Now it does have these little tabs on the end, and or on the sides. There's 2 little tabs, which I just cut them off just because I prefer it to look like a circle. But this is sticky on the back, so you can stick it to. I use them on the bottom of jars a lot. I've used them for other things too. I use them in some of my mixed media. And this is just a jar that I made, and I just put them on the bottom of my jars so that it just finishes it off, especially if you're doing it as a gift or if you're selling them or something. It's nice to have it kind of finished off. We have, these are little sticky back, and okay, I didn't tape this one shut. I'm having a problem with this size bag right here. They don't want to seal well, so this will be just taped in the middle at the top to kind of hold those together. I just don't like everything like jiggling around when it's being shipped. But this is sticky on the back, and so you just peel the back off. And I use these. You can use them as a stamp. They also work really well as a blending tool, and I will show you that in a minute. So there's a bunch of those. And then there's a whole stack of these, and these are, they are kind of, they're not, I don't know what the shape is because it's 6-sided, but they're all of these little and they're sticky on the back, but they're kind of a rubbery plastic on the top. And I use those for stamping in different, you can make them in different patterns. So this I've already used a bunch off of, but so you get this page and then you get this whole stack of them. And then finally there is, these are, I use these a lot for like, kind of like a bone folder. They're just little skinny, about the size of a tongue depressor or something. And, but one side you peel off the back, and it's sticky on the back. So I put paper on it, and you know, colorful paper on one side, and then I've got the black on the other, and then they're a teensy bit rough, so I usually just use a fingernail file and just kind of file off the edges if I'm going to use it as a bone folder. But they'll also work like for bookmarks. And then this is the first time I've ever seen these. Now those have a little texture to the black part. This one is very smooth and shiny, but again, the other side peels off, so it's sticky on the back. And I made some bookmarks out of those. I really like that. So they're nice and sturdy. You can use them to draw along the edge of and stuff too. If you're like in a book and you want to underline things, I've turned them sideways and used them to underline with. But so this is what the kit looks like when it comes. And let me kind of try and put it back in the order it was. But there's quite a few of both of these. And a few of these skinny ones, they have a little blue tab on the back to help you peel off the backing. But it's not hard to peel off. You saw me just kind of peel that one back just a little bit. So, but I put a few of those in each one. I just went ahead and filled a bunch of bags and then came home and just divided it between 5 kits evenly. So just to show you a few of the things that I've done with this. So with this one, I put it on cardboard, but I put it on corrugated cardboard, and I've mentioned this before. I don't know why I didn't think of it when I did this. Corrugated cardboard is not the best to make a good impression. And right here, it's like one of these spots, it was really pressed down, and that part of my ink didn't transfer to my page. Because the corrugated cardboard was squished. But here I just stamped it on there. The light green is the stamp. And then I drew a pumpkin in the middle. So it works cool as a stamp. And, oh, I should have grabbed some regular paper. But let me see what I've got here. Here's a piece of regular paper. And I'll show you how it's stamped. So even though you can see there what it looked like afterwards. Oh, this looks like it's dry. We'll see. We'll see how this works. I never remember which one of these pads is kind of dried up and which ones are good. But we'll see. So, you see this, move those out of the way. Just give it a press. Give the ink time to soak off of your stamp and onto your paper. And that's what I love doing with a lot of these things, is just making different type stamps. Even this one, you may not want, see, it stamps really cool. And you could draw a Christmas bulb in there. The one thing I think too is that you could take one of them and you could like stick it on a picture of, you know, like someone at Christmas, and make it into a little ornament with the picture in the middle. Kind of color it silver up here so it looks like an ornament, and then their picture would be in the background. I just think they're cool and they're fun to play with. But also things like this, you can take them and you can just cut them into pieces and then put those, because they're sticky on the other side, then stick those pieces like a mosaic or something like that on a piece of solid card, not corrugated cardboard. Or a piece of wood or something, and make your own stamps. So, but those work really well that way. And the puzzle pieces are more kind of mixed media-ish. They don't stamp as a solid stamp. They kind of have a mixed media look is what I call it, but you know, they have a look of kind of mottled look, I guess maybe you would call it. We'll put that one on there. And so that's what that looks like. So, and that one actually did stamp pretty smooth, but my other ones that I stamped there, I got some darker colors here. But now this is with Distress inks, And with the Distress inks, it really comes out distressed looking. And then with the with these inks here, the Hampton Art inks, it's a little more solid, but you can still, you know, you can see that because this is like a foam, there's little bits where there is like no foam, and so they come out looking like that. But also, you can stamp them a few times and get, you know, a lighter and lighter look each time. So these are the little round ones like this that you can use as a stamp, and that's what they look like. Again, they give you that same kind of look, but I really like those as distress inkers. This is the little, I don't know what you call that. You know, I should look these things up before I start a video, huh? But I've already been, it took me 2 days to get the kids together, so no, that's not true. All day yesterday, and then just this morning. So I'm going to just get some kind. Now, I did put these, originally I put them just one thickness, but my ink pad was kind of touching as I pressed on here. My ink pad was touching the background, and so I put a second one on there, so they're 2 thicknesses tall. Just so that I wouldn't get the ink on the cardboard and then have it transfer to my paper. But just give it a rub, give it a minute to set there, and let the ink soak in. And that is what those look like. So, and again, any kind of a pattern. So here's one of the larger hard plastics. They have sticky on one side, and I just go ahead and stick scrapbooking paper to there. I take a fingernail file and just file the edges when I'm done, and to just get the edge of the paper, and punch a hole in the top, put a little ribbon, and I just like those to make a nice little bookmark. You could also write on them with your white, with a white marker, and that would be really cool. So what are some of the other things? Okay, these, I love these. I can't believe these are in black. So, but this is one of the fabric samples, and so you can flip that up. You can write on it with your white markers, so you've got something that's really cute. You could even put a butterfly or something on the front. You know, you don't have to leave it just the plain fabric. Then I just go ahead and I put a little bit of paper to cover up the words that are there. I put a lighter paper on the back so that it's pretty, but you can use it to write on if you want to. And you've got a little journaling card there, a tucking card for your journals, or just something that's fun to give somebody, you know, as a birthday present or something like that, and write a cute little note on the inside, your to and from on the back. So, and you can do that with, oh, these white ones, you didn't get those white ones. We got the cream colored ones. But there was only 2 of those, so I couldn't split those up. But yeah, so I think that these are, I think those are really cool. And then I'm going to show you the little bits of fabric. They really stamp very cool. So, and they don't stamp super dark. Now, maybe my StazOn might be, it might be getting a little bit dry, but I don't really think it is. So, but I kind of like the fact that it's not super, super dark, because it's white fabric. So let me just grab a piece of that and show you how it stamps. So, but, and they're all just, you know, pre-cut. I believe they're all the same size. And then let's just stamp this one here. Make sure I get ink on it, and just give it a press, give it a second to soak in. And then this one, I don't know if you can see, it's got a shadow because I accidentally moved it after I pressed it down, and then I moved it a little bit and pressed it down again. But actually, it turns out really cool because now it has kind of a drop shadow on it. Didn't do it on purpose, but worked out cool. And then just peel that off. And there's what that looks like. And this is a mixed media stamp, so that's not an off stamp. That's just the way that it's actually made, because it's a mixed media stamp. So it's got a little grunge to it. But I just really like these little pieces of fabric, and they're already cut. They're ready to go. You can use them like that. You can dye them. You can color them with markers. You can do all sorts of things with those. I like the fact that they're white so that you can use them. And then these little round ones here that have the sticky on the back, I just peel the sticky off the back, and I stuck them to some chess pieces. I collect old game pieces. You know, when the games get older, I find a game at at a secondhand store, something that's not all there. I used to go to the Goodwill warehouse where everything is just sold like in bulk in these big bins, but and the games just get tossed in there and just fall open all over the place. So I have tons and tons of game pieces because I like them. Oh, so I was going to show you how these work. I was going to show you with the Distress inks because that's normally what I use these with. So let's grab some of this. And it just picks up the ink, and see how it's a little bit mottled. It's not like a really solid look, but they work really good for edging. And they work really good for, you come from, if you want to put some color on your page, come from off your page in a circular motion and onto your page so that you don't get, see how you get a little bit of a mark there where you started? You know, it blends in better if you don't just put this right on your paper and then try and blend it, because it's hard to blend that circle out. That circle will pretty much always be there. You can always put more ink to kind of cover it up. That's what I usually do. If I mess it up, I just kind of put more ink around it so you don't see that circle. But yeah, I think that these work really well for this. And even if I want to get the middle, I just kind of start off the page. Once I start going around and around, then I just move to the middle, and it's okay. I'm not going to wind up with a bad spot. So, but they work very well for that. And, you know, if you don't have this one I put on a piece of cardboard, and that made it easy enough to hold it and use it to distress the edges of the paper. And this is a very dark, this is, what is it, Victorian Velvet. This is a very dark ink, also brand new, so very, very juicy pad. But if I want to kind of just go in on the side, or if I do want to just come in and do it like this, even, you know, just with a piece of cardboard, it makes it good enough to hold. So I really like these, and I kind of have one for all of my different colors, and they work really well. They also will stamp like that. So I really think that these are very nice. So, and there's a nice big bag of those in there. So I think that that's kind of everything that's in the bag. But, you know, I think that all of this stuff is really fun to play with. And so if you are interested, the kits are $20. That does include the shipping. So, so that is it. If you could do friends and family, that would be great, because then PayPal doesn't charge me even more. Because the shipping is almost $10, and then I had to purchase the stuff too. So, but yes, if you're interested in this, just send me an email. My email address will be below. Don't answer on this video because I don't take the comments from this video for the kits. You have to email it to me, because on an email they come in order. On YouTube, they don't always come in order. Somebody may send me, they may put a message on YouTube and it might not show up for, you know, 4 or 5 hours or even the next day. So if you want one, my email will be below. They're $20. It includes shipping. And thank you very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.